I'm joined by Leslie Rogalski, who's the editor-in-chief of Step by Step Beads. And I was talking at the beginning of the show, talking about how you were making a project and ran out of beads, but that's okay. You created something completely new.
You know, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right?
Necessity is the mother of invention.
So I want you to check out this really big black and white necklace.
Gorgeous.
Started as a bracelet. And I did run out of beads. As many beads as I have, I still ran out of beads. And I thought, I just love this. What can I do with it?
Plus you put so much time and effort into it.
This stitch takes a lot of time, but it's worth it. And seed beading, you need an investment of time. It's the process is so enjoyable to those of us who seed bead.
So if you have a lot of, you know, if you have leftover beads maybe from a project that you were doing before, this is a great way to use all the leftover beads.
Absolutely. In this case, I finished it off as really a large beaded bead, and next to it is another solution where the beads are smaller, and I just used them at the end of a lariat. Yeah. So that was another way to use up some little stray beads, and I want to show you this stitch because it's a very basic peyote stitch, and it's really cool. It looks like the piece is twisting, but it's just the way you use different sizes. Now, you do need to have a strong thread for this. You want to make sure you use a thermally bonded beading thread, bead weaving thread, because you do have to, tension's very important, and you want to use a hard needle that's pretty thin, but is able to go through all the different size beads. That's right. So I've started, and you can see I've tied my ring of 13 beads. You always use an odd number of beads. It makes the process easier. And I've tied it around a little piece of paper because it helps me to see which bead to go into next.
And so the paper is just
it's
rolled paper.
Rolled up, and you can put a straw or something in. So I have a pattern that uses a substitute for size 6. These are 4mm crystals. Then I have size 8s in 2 colors and size 11s. And it's the size differences that give this its texture.
Okay.
So I have
really
a
twisting
ring.
it. It just gives
Nope,
it that
I have a
appearance.
ring.
Okay.
And I'm coming out of the crystal, and the easy thing to remember here, I'll pull this out of the way, is that you always pick up the same bead that you've exited. So I'm coming out of the crystal, I'm going to pick up another crystal. That's the large bead, which is going to form what I call the spine. In peyote, you skip a bead and go through the next bead. So I'm pulling it through, and you're going to see that the crystal's going to sit right on top of that next black bead. Now I'm coming out of a black size 8. I'm going to pick up another black size 8. This time, I'm going to skip the white bead next and come through the white bead.
And just to remind everyone that the instructions are on the website.
Yes,
so,
they are.
Yeah.
And you can see that the beads are starting to push up this way. I'm coming out of a white bead. I'm going to pick up another white bead. Now, one of the trick things here is when you do work with size 11s, they do kind of tend to get lost in the big beads. So you just want to pay attention, skip the next one, go through a little black 11, and then, of course, the next bead I pick up is going to be a black 11, and I'm going to go and work around and around and around. And ultimately, I'm going to have a complete twist that looks like this. Now, I could stop right now and put some end caps on it and string it and wear earrings or put it on a little cord, string a cord right through it. It'd be finished. To continue, this particular pattern would look like this if I was doing a complete bracelet. And ultimately, you're just going to stitch the ends together. You can see where I'm zigzagging back and forth to match the pattern. It's actually quite easy to see how the pattern matches.
So that would be as if you had it as a bracelet.
That's right, a bangle bracelet.
The wonderful thing is, let's go to the board. You brought some wonderful examples to show different, you can, just by using that one stitch, you can make different things.
It's so much fun, and I really made converts of everyone in my office. Here you see different samples of different sizes and colors of beads. Some of them are 9 around, some of them are 13 around, and they make these great shapes. The crystals form a lovely spine. Again, make another one and put it at the end of a lariat.
I'm still in shock that it's not twisted.
It's not. It really looks like it. The blue bracelet over here is a great solution. Denise Peck, one of my colleagues, another editor, did, and she also stopped. It was a big investment of time for her. She stopped, put end caps on it, strung the stone beads.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Very pretty.
Another colleague, Donna, added clasps. She did a lot of beadwork, but put a beautiful lampwork bead. The black and red one on the end is on memory wire. How cool is that?
Yes, I like the memory wire because that's easy.
It is easy, and you just thread
and because it has
through.
that hole on the inside.
Yes, that's true, and you just want to be careful not to poke through the beadwork, but again, the end caps.
And then, of course,
these are other examples of full bangles, and it's so worth the investment.
just to ask this question, with the paper that you have on the inside, obviously you're going to pull that out.
Oh, yes.
Right before you end
Yes,
it, so.
actually, and I would do that probably about here. Once I've completed a whole,
then you just
a
pull
whole
it out.
spiral.
And it keeps its shape.
It keeps its shape, and you'll really be able to see what beads to go
Oh, that's
through.
great. And as I said, the instructions are on the website. So
Yes.
that was fun. And that's, see, all those unused beads that you have, you can make something fun with.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Leslie.
Thanks, Katina.
We'll be right back.